Hello everybody. So today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 board games of 2017. And I'm going to start you off with my number 5, and that's going to be Dice Forge. This is one of the best dice games I've probably played in a long time, and that's why it's made my number 5. Yes, it's not a board game, but it's in that category. So anyway, what you're doing is on your turn, you're going to be rolling your dice, and you're going to be gathering resources with your dice. And then after that, what you're doing is you have 1 or 2 actions you can perform. One of them is to pay an offering to the gods, and you grab one of these faces of the to interchange another one of your faces of your die. So these dice pop out, and you can exchange your faces of your die, making them better. Second thing you can do is you can perform a heroic action. So by using these other resources, you buy one of these cards and they give you points. They also give you ongoing abilities or one-time ability. And sometimes they give you another face that you can put on your die. What I really like about this game a lot is that you can, even when it's not your turn, you are rolling your dice. So after my turn, it goes the next player's turn, they're going to roll their dice, and then we're all rolling our dice at the same time. So basically in a 4-player game, you are rolling 3 times before it gets back to your turn, which is really cool. So you basically are gathering resources, so when it's your turn, you get to have all that resources to buy more stuff. And basically what you're doing is you're playing 9 to 10 rounds, and whoever has the most points wins. So that is Dice Forge in a nutshell for there. And my number 4 is Yamatai. This is another great game for Days of Wonder. It came out like a couple months ago. But anyway, this is a lot like 5 Tribes. So basically what you're doing on your turn, whoever's first player will be picking one of these tiles first, and these are fleet tiles. And what you're doing is once you pick a fleet tile, you do the action, and you also are kind of choosing your placement of first player. So if you chose this number 10 here, obviously you'd be there's only 10 spots, so you're placing your meeple there, basically confirming that you're going to be the last player. It chooses the player order. That's what I was trying to say. So you choose a fleet tile, you do a benefit you get, and then you put it on the number here for player order for next round. Next, you're grabbing boats. So you can pay for a boat or sell boats, or one boat. And then after that, what you're doing is you're going to be placing those boats along these islands and through these islands. And your main goal is to, like if you've ever played 5 Tribes, you're trying to place out all your camels to trigger the end of the game, and you're scoring points. This is the same thing, but you're building buildings. So you're going to take your buildings and try to build them in any of these empty spots. So if there's an empty spot, what you're going to want to do is try to get the colored boat. So for instance, if you're wanting to build this building, it's 3 green. I don't think you can see it, but you're going to need 3 green boats to build this building. So if I placed 3 green here around this island, I'd be able to build this, and so I place my building here, and I'd score points for the tile. And then for every groups that you have, you score, you get money. So also, if you can't build anything, you are grabbing these, what are these things called? Favors. So you're going to be taking favors. So for how many boats you've placed, you're going to be grabbing these favors, and they clear up the mountains so you can actually place buildings for next turn, or you're clearing it for someone else to do it. Then after that, what you're doing is you have to discard whatever boats you don't use. You discard them. You get to keep 1, and all the ones that you have after that 1 you get to keep will go into a pile, and at the end of the game you lose points for every 2 that you have. And then those favorite tokens, what are cool is that you can spend those favorite tokens to buy specialists. They give you just different abilities. So basically keep on playing until you placed your last building, and I think there's a couple other end game triggers, but the main one is placing your buildings out. And basically doing that, whoever has the most points wins. So that's Yamatai. And my number 3 is Champions of Midgard. Yes, this came out, in 2015, but I am talking about the expansions that I recently got. They are amazing. They changed the game dramatically, I think, for me. I'm holding it the wrong way. But anyway, what you're doing is, or what it adds, I should say, is that one expansion adds, it's the Dark Mountain expansion. It adds archery dice, which help you hunt better for more food. And I might butcher this, but they're called, I had to write this down, it's called Burgerzars, I don't know, something like that. Yes, I butchered that, but anyway, they're basically, instead of, if you've ever played Champions of Midgard, the base game, basically it's kind of like you're crossing the ocean to fight the monsters. This one you're going through the forest to fight the big other giants. So it gives you like another, another objective. So people aren't just rushing across to battle the monsters across the sea. You can actually go for these guys too. And the second one is Valhalla expansion, and what that does is that when your dice die, they have a purpose now, which I think that's the best part of it. So basically, if you lose your red dice, you're collecting those red tokens, and then you can use those red tokens after you're done battling to buy blessings or to battle other epic monsters. And then they have ongoing abilities also, which is a big, it's a big part of the expansion I really like, and it adds a lot more flavor. So that is Champions of Midgard. Expansions I really enjoyed, and it's really it's amazing having those extra things you can do. Oh, and it also added leader dice. So those basically so you can hold up to 9 dice now, and those leader dice have ongoing abilities. When you roll them, it triggers a special ability, which is really cool. My number 2 is The Godfather. This just recently came out. I've only got to play it once, so I only played it once, but it still made my number 2, and it's one of the best game designers I think out there is Eric Lang, and he did a good job on this one. It's a lot of people are saying it's going to be kind of like Blood Rage, but it kind of isn't, but it's still really good. And basically what you're doing is you're controlling these different turfs. There's 7 different turfs, and basically on your turn you have 3 guys to place. And after you place those 3 guys, your turn is over, and then you keep on going around until everyone's placed 3 guys. But that's not all you do on your turn. So if you don't place a guy, you're going to be playing an ally. And what an ally is that it's either a police chief that you've gotten in previous rounds, or someone like that, and they give you like special abilities. They can basically kick people off turfs, or even kill people off turfs. So you have majority of turfs. And how you control turf is that you have to have the most guys in a spot. And then at the end of the round, you mark who has the most territory, and you get points in the end of the game for that. Another thing you do is you can complete jobs. So on your turn, you can complete jobs, and jobs will do anything for take money from other people, shoot a bunch of people off the map, stuff like that. So you're playing those, and then if you don't have anything like that, you don't have an ally to play or completing a job, you're performing actions on the board and placing your guys. And then, like I said, once you place your 3rd guy, you're done. Even if you had more jobs to complete and you placed your third guy for that first round, that's the end, and you're basically out for the whole round, and then they get to do whatever until they're done. So that's basically The Godfather in kind of a little nutshell there. Word of the day. Alright, so my number 1 is Lisboa. Now this just came out for me, it came out not that long ago. It's a big game. It's a very crunchy game. It's by Vital Lacerda. I think that's how you say his name, which is like the guy that made Vinos and all that. But man, this is a good game. It would take me a while to talk about this game. There's a lot to it. Basically, you're trying to rebuild a city, the town that was first hit by an earthquake. Then the tsunami came, wiped out more than half the town, and then it was on fire for I forgot how many days, 2-3 days. Anyway, so basically what you're doing is you're trying to rebuild the city, and you're basically on your turn, you're playing these cards to trigger one of these guys to help, like you're doing a royal action or builder action, and you're trying to basically get resources to build cities and all this stuff. Like I said, there's a lot to this game. I would go on for a very long time. There's just so much to it. It's just such a good game. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with just one card. And then people can also, if they have a favorite token, they can kind of piggyback off your moves. So if I played this royal action and did one of these two actions, they can also, on my turn, after I'm done, they can trigger one of those actions and do it there. So, I mean, there's times where, gosh, it was like 15 minutes. This game takes 3 to 4 hours to play, by the way, but it took like 15-20 minutes just on my turn. I'm like, gosh, that was my turn, and then we just got done doing favors for everybody. I was like, so it's pretty crunchy game. There's, like I said, there's it's just so much to it. I wish I could sit here and talk more about it, but I don't want to run on. But we'll do a video of this game soon to kind of explain more about it. But I love the fact of how you build buildings, and you count the rebel, because each rebel is worth that much money to clear, basically, and then you're placing these, and then these have benefits when you build a building, and kind of like Scythe a little bit, where when you build a building, after you pay the rebel cost, I was saying rebel, you get to take one of these houses, and you take them off and put them on, and then they clear off the little abilities too. And you can have up to 4 cleric tiles. I think I'm butchering that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. And those give you ongoing abilities also that help you gain more money and all that stuff. But like I said, there's a lot to this game. I mean, this is one of his best games that he's ever made, I think. And that's Lisboa, and it's just one of those games you're just gonna have to just pick up and just. I mean, it's a good game. Yeah, it's long, but wow, this game is amazing. So that is my top 5 games. There is a couple other games I want to talk really quick about. Is Mystic Vale. That did come out last year, but the expansions added a lot to it. These are kind of my little bonus ones I want to throw in there, because they almost made my top. They were kind of fighting for top 5. But anyway, Mystic Vale, what is it called? Where do I have it somewhere? It is called the Vale of the Wild. That new expansion that came out added leaders that had abilities too that you can slide in your card. If you don't know anything about Mystic Vale, what it is that each player has a deck of 20 cards, and you get to customize those cards by sliding. You buy different cards to slide into your cards, and they kind of upgrade cards that way. Anyway, you got to check it out. It's a really good game. But if you get the Mystic Vale, you got to get the expansion Vale of the Wild, because that adds a lot of good stuff to it. Another one is Adrenaline. There's another one, and that one is a game where you are basically. Hold on, let me get the box really quick. Sorry guys, it'll be a little easier explaining it if I have the box. Anyway, Adrenaline here is another good game. Basically what you're doing on your turn is you are trying to kill other players, and when you hit them and wound them, you get to place your little tokens on here, and whoever does the last kill you count off how many hits on each marker. So if I had 4 hits and someone else had 3 hits, I would get the majority. So I would score the most points for that kill, and so on. It goes down the line. But also what you're doing on your turn is you're running around grabbing these resources, because these resources are used to buy other weapons that you can grab or reload your gun. So basically because you only use your weapon once, and basically you're running around doing all that. And there's other abilities you can get. But anyway, these weapons are pretty cool. There's a lot of things you can do. And if you overkill someone also, you get marks, and so next time they hit you, they take all those marks off, and then they put them, or marks that are on your board will go. So if I already had 2 marks on me and the person hit me for just 1, that would actually be 3 hits. So anyway, that's another game. It's really fun. Also, what I kind of like about it is that you can't really time up on someone, because when you do and they die a lot, they'll be worth less points when they get killed again. Because I think you start with 8 and then it goes down to, so then when he dies, the top one will be 6, and then 4, 2, and then 1 and 1. So I kind of like that aspect of so if someone's in the lead, going after him a bunch wouldn't be very beneficial because you're not getting many points. But anyway, that's Adrenaline. And that's my top 5. Again, thank you everyone again for watching, and I'll be putting out more videos. Sorry it took so long to make a video, but anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day.